Good
Okay.
good morning and welcome to Backyard and Beyond. This morning we're visiting with Savannah Ruby over in Adair County. Good morning to you, Savannah.
Good morning.
Well, you have been working on a project. I think you're into the project, but certainly not completed. That's related to something called Reach Out Iowa. So, can you explain to me what that means? What is Reach Out Iowa?
Reach Out Iowa is a program where we write up an application and we ask for a certain amount of money and we work towards that goal, and Iowa actually gives us that money,
And these
which
are
is really,
yes.
which is really good. And our county was lucky enough to get some of that money.
Okay, and this is mostly some kind of community service. It might be nearby community or somewhere, but service to others? Is that
Yes,
correct?
service
Okay.
to others, working to fix up your community and make it a better place.
Okay. Well, let's find out, before we talk a little more about your specific project, we got to find out a little more about you, Savannah. Who are your parents and kind of where do you live?
My parents are Mark and Angela Ruby, and I live out in the country in Greenfield, which is part of Adair County.
Uh-huh. And
So,
you belong to a 4-H club?
I do. I am a member of the group champions,
And I'll bet you
and
have...
right now I am currently the president.
I was just going to say, I'll bet you have some offices that you've held in your 4-H club. So,
I've held every single office in our 4-H club.
well, that's what keeps it going. About how many members do you have?
We have about 20 right now.
Oh, that's a good-sized club. That's quite a few. So what are some of the 4-H projects that you've been involved with over the years?
We play bingo one Wednesday a month at the nursing home in Greenfield.
Mm-hmm.
We also clean up after the swap meet, and we just do multiple things within our club and our community.
Mm-hmm. And what about individual projects? Do you have livestock, or do you what kind of projects do you exhibit at the county fair?
I have livestock that I show at the county fair.
Okay.
I show horses and cattle and dogs. This year I am actually leading the dog classes.
Oh my, that's a big responsibility.
It is.
I always think of that dog project as you not only discipline and teach the dogs, but you also have to teach the people who are involved. I think it's almost as important or more important to have people understand why it's so important to work with their dogs.
Yes, it is a very important thing, and if we don't have an instructor for it, we won't have a dog show. So.
Oh, but you're keeping the members with dogs active, and you're working with them.
Yes.
Okay,
exactly.
Very good, very good. Well, the Reach Out Iowa project that you have, I think, doesn't specifically have much to do with dogs, but it does kind of relate to 4-H. So explain your basic project first.
What we did was we had our Adair County Fair Board go out and see what they wanted done to our fairgrounds. They came back with a list for me, and we wrote it down, and we took it to the FFA clubs and the 4-H clubs, so their leaders and the members. And we had those members and the leaders choose what projects they would like to do and work on. And we had that meeting last Sunday, so now they have to go around and figure out how much it's going to cost. And Deb Hall, our county director, and I are going to get together and purchase everything. And we have about 4 work days in June and May that we're going to allow people to come out and work with our fair board and work on getting that project done before county fair.
Savannah, did you personally go to the fair board and explain this project to them?
I did.
Yes.
I went to one of their meetings and sat down and explained it to them.
Okay. And what was their initial reaction?
After they found out that they didn't have to purchase any of it or use any of their money, they were all for it.
Oh, great.
They were so happy to help us and more than willing.
Okay. So it becomes a really community cooperative project here. It's not just one person, one group or something. You've got to work across all of those groups to get them involved. What about getting the FFA groups involved? What did you propose to them to motivate them to want to participate?
We have a committee called Youth Action, and on that Youth Action committee, I'm on it. There's 4-H teams, there's FFA teams, there's adults, there's anybody in our county that has anything to do with county fair.
Ah.
And I brought up this idea at one of those meetings, and we have my FFA advisor is on that committee also. And I brought it up, and he thought it'd be a good idea. So he went with me to the other advisors to talk to them about it, and they all were on board because we all use our fairgrounds.
Yeah, it benefits all of you as 4-H and FFA members, but it's also, I'm thinking, going to benefit a lot of people who come to the county fair. And maybe outside of the county fair time, are some of these projects ones that where people come to the fairgrounds when it's not fair time for some other events will also be positive?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Everything we're doing at the fairgrounds this summer is going to be positive throughout the whole year and years to come.
Okay.
We're working on the Cook Shack, which benefits the junior class and benefits the swap meet and everybody.
Okay.
And we're working on the grandstand area and the gazebo. Everybody uses every part of our fairgrounds that we're working on.
Mm-hmm. And I want to just remind folks we're visiting with Savannah Ruby, who's a 4-H member in Adair County, and carrying out a Reach Out Iowa project on the fairgrounds in Adair County. Now, you've mentioned a couple of the specific things that need to be done. Are there a couple of these that you'd like to mention? You mentioned the Cook Shack. You mentioned the grandstand. Are there some other things that the Fair Board said, here's what we need to have done?
There's a lot of painting that a lot of clubs are going to be doing, and then all of the picnic tables are going to be repainted and fixed, along with the barns, and there's going to be more sand in the horse arena. And one of the biggest tasks that's been taken on by the NVFFA chapter is they are redoing the old bathrooms that exhibitors use. They are putting in new toilets, new sinks, new everything in that bathroom.
Wow, a lot of people will appreciate that.
Yes.
Yes. And as you said, that's a pretty big project when you start talking. It's not just welding a paintbrush, and I'm not putting that down, but when you start talking about plumbing and those kinds of things, yeah, that takes some serious work. So I'm guessing, in addition to the FFA advisors, the 4-H club leaders, and the Fair Board, that covers quite a few, but are there other adults that are planning to assist?
Parents of members are going to be out there on the work days. Some community members have come to us and asked if they can volunteer their time, and we've been more than willing to allow them to do that. So it's almost anybody in our community.
Okay, and maybe you want to give those work dates, just in case there's somebody listening who say, hey, I could go help. Do you have the work dates there with you, Savannah?
I do. May 11th and 12th, all day, and June 11th and 12th. And on the 11th of June, it's going to be all day from like 8 o'clock to whenever we get done. And on the 12th, it'll be from 1 o'clock to whenever we get done.
Lots of sweat, but some fun also in working together to accomplish these projects.
Oh, yes.
So, Savannah, when these work days are going on, what's your job going to be?
I'm actually working with two different clubs, my FFA chapter and my 4-H club. So I'll be working on both projects along with supervising the other projects, making sure there's a Fair Board member there, and making sure everything's getting done on task and as it's needed so we can be done by county fair time.
Savannah, what have you learned? What are some new things you've learned so far in working on this project?
I've learned that you have to be strict and you have to have a set plan of what needs to be done and when it's going to get done for people to take you seriously and to understand what's going to happen and what their job is.
Well, I'm guessing after this is all done, some people are going to just kind of say, "My, that was awesome! I can't believe that could all be done." But if they say that, they didn't know Savannah and all the people who are helping. It should be a wonderful project.
Yes, it'll be a wonderful project.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to add about the project or Reach Out Iowa?
I'd just like to say that Reach Out Iowa is a great thing, and it is it's going to really help our county.
Mm-hmm.
And come county fair time, I hope people come out and they can see the difference that our fair has, how it's changed.
Okay. Do you happen to know the dates for the Adair County Fair?
July 21st through like the 25th.
All right. Very good. Well, we want to thank you very much, Savannah Ruby,
Thank
for
you.
visiting with us today. And until next time, here's a thought. If you have time to whine and complain about something, then you have the time to do something about it. That's